Hello everyone, it's Ben here from Somerset Foodie in for another instalment of some amazing delicious grub. Today we're showcasing one of my absolute childhood favourites really, Blackberry Apple Crumble. It's just getting to that time of year, the end of August. There's lots of blackberries out in the bushes. We've got 3 apple trees in the garden. Lots of them keep falling off. So it's really time to start bashing out some great fruit. And what better way than to do a crumble? Now, I think I've eaten a lot of crumble over my years. Grew up with a Jersey cow that we milked by hand. We had unbelievable amounts of cream, and we had to have stuff to go with it. So it was really a question of what can we eat with all of our cream. And crumble was top of the list. I've had lots of various different kind of crumble toppings, and I think fair to say that some of them have been a bit stodgy and claggy, some have been a bit like pastry, some have been a bit like sponge, and I think it's a pretty simple process, and actually you can, but it's great just pimped up with a few extra little bits of ingredients. So I'm just going to quickly show you my take on Blackberry Apple Crumble. Right, so let's get going. So I've got in the bowl here 275 grams of flour. This is going to make quite a big old crumble, so you can cut these portions down if you want to make a smaller one. And I've got 250 grams of chilled butter. So you see a lot of recipes out there that tell you to blitz up your butter and flour in a food processor until you get fine breadcrumbs, and that's absolute nonsense. That's the real, that leads to just a really dry, claggy crumble. So the best things really are good old-fashioned hands, and you just get into the bowl and you just want to start mixing, rubbing the butter and the flour together with your hands. So this is going to take a little bit of time. So one of the great things is we've actually learned how to edit videos. So what I might be able to do is just cut this at one point, and you'll come back and join us at the moment when I think this is ready. So anyway, here we go. It's just a little bit of energy, work in the flour. Now the key really, I think the trick is not to overwork the flour. So that's what leads to the kind of claggy, stodgy crumble toppings that just are really unsatisfying. So anyway, so we're not far from ready. Now, you might notice here quite big lumps of butter. This is good. This is a good thing. You want those lumps, because it's a crumble, it doesn't want to be pastry. So I think pretty much we're done with that. That didn't take very long at all. I know I might have cut the video a little bit, but anyway, so we've got the butter and we've got the flour going on. Some of these things are a little bit optional. I love the kind of nuttiness, so I've put in there 50 grams of ground almonds, and I'm just going to mix that through a little bit. And I've got 100 grams of brown sugar. Again, just mix that through. Now, when we think about seasonality, and we're thinking about blackberries and apples being in season together, we've also got hazelnuts. And adding hazelnuts into your crumble mix just gives you a lovely kind of nutty crunch, and they just seem to go perfectly. So I've got 100 grams of hazelnuts that I've just bashed up a little bit. Some of them are still whole, you can see. Some of them have gone a little bit fine, but basically you just have to bash them up, mix them through. And then we've got pumpkin seeds. I think that's about 75 grams of pumpkin seeds. So that goes through. And again, these will toast a little bit on the top and be amazing. And then finally, we've just got some jumbo oats. Just gives you another little texture. And basically, yeah, crumble topping done. So I'm just gonna dry my hands a little bit. So grab my dish. So Blackberry Apple Crumble. I've got the apples ready. These are apples just from our garden. So we've got 3 apple trees in our garden. So I've done a bit of a mix of all of them. So we've got some bramleys, we've got some coxes, and then a red apple that I really have no idea what it is, but it's great in crumble. So,
how long have you been cooking those?
And what I did, I just softened these apples up for literally 5 minutes with a little bit of lemon zest and a tiny bit of sugar. So they're not really cooked, but they're just softened a little bit. So I'm not quite sure how much blackberry this is, and honestly just put as much blackberry as you can bother to be picked. So we've whacked a bowl full in like that. I'm just going to grab a little spoon just to mix them up a little bit. So in with the fruit. There we go. And then I'm just going to, because those blackberries might be a little bit sharp, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit extra sugar on the top of this crumble, just so that it doesn't get overly tart. So fruit ready, in with the crumble top. And literally, it's just scattering it over. You see those big lumps of butter, they'll kind of melt down and be little special kind of tasty areas. Now, if you have a bit too much crumble topping left, which I might have, then you can just freeze it and use it next time. That works really well. Or just keep it in your fridge and make another one. But you see these little kind of gnarly lumpy bits, that's absolutely what you're after. So nearly there. So that's pretty good to me. Right, and then I'm just going to finish that off. I'm going to go over here and just wipe my hands a little bit. Again, I'm just going to finish off with a little sprinkle of extra bit of sugar over the top.
That's soft brown sugar.
This is soft brown sugar. You can use demerara sugar. I mean, you can use whatever, even caster sugar or anything you happen to have. And then we're ready to go. That's ready for the oven. So we got the oven on 200 degrees, and that's going to need probably about 40 minutes. In it goes. So we're going to go off and have a cup of tea, and then we'll be back with the results in 40 minutes. See you in a bit. 40 minutes has passed. I think we're just about done. There we go. Look at that. So that's a beauty. All that knobbly, gnarly, lumpy bits of butter and all that sort of stuff have really kind of gone into making that an absolutely perfect crumble. So yeah, there we go. Just a little bit of time left to show you about our brilliant packaging that we've got. So our hazelnuts are packed in bags that are made out of wood pulp. So they are 100% biodegradable, including the label, which is fantastic. And a big up for our Matthews flour, which is brilliant to use. So how to order, just literally go to somersetfoodie.com. We've got everything on various sections in there. It's pretty straightforward. Click, you can either come and collect from our warehouse in Road, or if you're in the local area, we'll deliver, or just in a slightly wider area, we'll still deliver, or there's mail order. So whichever way, hopefully you'll make use of the lovely autumn weather for some fantastic crumbles. So see you next time. Bye.